live. Let me share this link just to a couple people.
Yeah. Do you usually just do like last minute stuff, or do you try to?
Yeah, I usually don't schedule. Like, I don't have to schedule most of my streams now, so it's nice. I can just go whenever. Let me just send this link in.
So you put on Twitter or?
Yeah, we're live on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. So I get like a probably usually like a mix of viewers from YouTube, mix from Twitter, but definitely I'm bigger on Twitter. Ivan is joining as well. What's up, Ivan? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have an exciting stream today because, we've had enough. Neil, you might not even know this, but most of my stream content is usually just mention markets. But for those that remember, for those that have watched the OG streams back in, I think it was October, Neil, you were a special guest. You were touted as the Swiftie Quant when Taylor Swift was releasing her album, and you had a pretty good track record on that.
Thank you. No, I think first of all, thank you for having me again. It's great to be back on this corner of the internet.
Excited to have you back.
I am so excited to talk about all things music. The Swiftie Quant. Thank you for giving me that title. I don't think I've earned it at all, but I think it's fun, to combine things that I geek out about, which is music, market data, and prediction markets. So
yeah. Do you want to maybe give a little background of your, like, how you got into music to where you are now as like this huge music, I'd say savant?
I don't know. So I think music is one of those universal languages that is, consistent throughout every culture. Every culture has their form of music. I think I grew up listening to music. My dad and introduced it to our family. I was named after an American singer. So music has always been part of like my family story.
Neil Young?
Neil Young. Oh, no. Sorry, Neil Diamond is
Oh, Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond, yeah. I think there is a film going on about him right now, starring Hugh Jackman. But that's also a good guess. I also do love Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. I think that's their band.
Crash and Young. Okay. Well, I watched the Grammys a little bit growing up, and now, our generation watches a little less and less of like cable TV. Maybe for those not as familiar with the Grammys, can you at a high level explain what the Grammys are, how these awards get selected, determined, like who's winning each award?
Yeah, so it's an industry award. I think out of the whole music industry, this is the not most legitimate one, but it's a more established one. It's comparable probably to the Academy Awards. It's part of the big four categories in the entertainment industry. Not sure if you're familiar with the EGOT acronym, which stands for Emmys, so it's primetime TV. The Grammys.
Grammys. O would be, I don't know what it is.
It's the Oscars.
Oscars. Awards. Obvious.
So maybe we can bring someone on for that next month or in 2 months or next month. Yeah, it's in March. And Tony for, I think it's Broadway production. So it's an industry award. The cycle runs from the end of last year in August of 2025 or 2024 through the end of August of 2025. So that's the eligibility period. Artists then and their labels get to send their for your considerations to get nominated in the end of like the beginning of Q4, and in November that's when the nominations come out right around Thanksgiving.
So this is covering everything through October 2025 in terms of music?
No, August. So August is the cutoff date, so the 31st.
Okay.
Also, Sabrina Carpenter released Man's Best Friend at the end of August, so it hits the eligibility period. So if you see some big names that like also released music in October, like Taylor Swift, that is, left off the nomination list, it's not because she got snubbed, it's because the music is not eligible until the next cycle. So we're voting, so everything that's nominated right now is from August of 2024 through August of 2025.
So who determines what songs get nominated And then who determines the final winner of these awards? Is it a select committee that votes on it, or is there a mix of kind of committee and public?
Yeah, I think it's all so there's like a voting committee within, so you have to be a member, right, of the academy, the recording academy. And I think there's a select committee that does the nomination process, and then they open it up to all the genre specific categories. So if you're a jazz voter, for example, you get to vote for the jazz category, where like a pop voter wouldn't vote in the jazz category. So it's very genre specific. Um, Place where you can vote as a voter. And then there's a general field categories, which we'll probably talk about a lot extensively in the stream, where a lot of the attention comes around, because that's where all of the voters can, cast a ballot for who they think
Yeah.
deserves those general field categories.
So on like Grammys night, so I'm now showing kind of all the markets for all the awards. I mean, you can tell it looks like there's like 50 awards being handed out tonight, 50 plus. I mean, holy cow, maybe 100. Holy
I
shit,
think
there's
there's a
so
lot,
many.
yeah.
Yeah. What are
So
like the big bangs, like the main ones?
yeah, so I think I've mentioned a little bit the general field categories. So the thing about the
Hmm.
Grammys, like it's an industry award show, right? So they're not gonna televise all 100 awards that are going out. They're gonna actually televise 9 awards, I think, tonight. So it's a 3-hour
Okay.
program for only 9 awards to go out.
Wow.
It's 4 of the general field categories, a couple of the pop, and then some of the bigger genres like pop, um, country, hip hop, and I think Latin as well. So I think I expect those to like have some coverage online. Um,
So I'm curious there. So only 9 are going to actually be announced during the live
mhm.
cable. So all other awards, I assume, are going to be announced online somewhere. Like,
There's a pre-televised. So I think so. This happens in crypto.com arena. I think it's the main.
oh, so it's near
Or,
you, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm streaming live.
Oh, they're
Everyone.
all right now, is what someone's saying in the comments. They're announcing some of them.
Yeah, I'm streaming live from bright Beverly Hills, California. So it's Grammy season here. I haven't seen This is the most I've ever seen some black cars out on the streets. So it's it's very local actually right now. Um, so yeah, it's being televised. I think right now I think it started at 12 p.m. I think 3 p.m. at your time. Um, so some of the lesser categories, like the gospel, some of the non-music related stuff, like the visuals, the like the soundtrack to
Yeah,
movies and stuff like that, um, don't necessarily get televised.
that makes sense. Yeah, those are going to be. But I guess there's an angle there for whether it's going to come up first on the web or like being the first to quote unquote bond whoever already won, So that's something to
Yeah. Well, I
think
think they
about
already
that.
have
Like,
they already know who the winners are, right? Because an auditing firm like audits the ballots. Was the voting period has ended,
mhm.
then they I think hand it over to whoever the presenters are for the evening, and then they already have their social media ready to announce the winners.
Good
Uh,
old audit firms. You know, I worked at one of the audit firms. I can
Guess
say
which one
how
is auditing this one?
Deloitte,
Yep,
EY,
right.
Deloitte. I got it. So in terms of the Grammys, right? I again have the markets up here.
Yeah.
What goes into the thought process of the committee when deciding who is winning one of the awards? Like, how do you personally think about it when you're kind of handicapping, like, which singer, artist, song is going to win a specific award? What are like the main considerations to think about?
Yeah, before I go deep in my opinion on that, I am not in the industry. I just want to let everyone know. So just take it with like a grain of salt. But I do watch this award show pretty closely, since I was a kid, because that's the only time I get to see some of my favorite artists outside of their own natural element, where they actually speak and attend this award show and talk about their work as it gets nominated and hopefully win. But with that being said, I think it's a very subjective criteria that goes on, and I think a lot of artists have acknowledged it by saying in their speech, like, this is not because I'm the best artist, or I think this work is better. It's a subjective award. I think there are some technical merits that are awarded, but the way that the award the description for the award does not necessarily line up with sometimes like who wins. Just because you get album of the year doesn't mean you're the best album. I think there's
Fair.
different metrics that they look at it.
But maybe they're just being humble and saying that, like that's
yeah,
how
you don't want to be that asshole that just says like, oh yeah, I'm better than all of you guys. That's why I won this award. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
But again, it's like a industry award, so these are your peers that you're speaking to.
Is like for song of the year, record of the year, is streams like one of the most important things, or you think it's much more subjective than that? Like
yeah, I think it really depends on what the voting block is like. I think it really depends on what's temperature of the year, what they're looking for. I think there are some patterns that we can look back to, and I'll have some examples of why it can have some backed opinion, or some evidence of why I think helps in my thought process of why I think a song or a project, might have a better chance than others based on like historical precedents. But who knows, the Grammys might throw in something random, and that's, something that, you can't predict. But going off the data that we have and kind of this thorough line of what won before, I think that's the basis of what we're going to use for our predictions today. And I know you love data. You love.
I love data. Yeah. And I mean, with that, I think that's a perfect segue to maybe start getting into some of these predictions.
Yeah. So let's pick we can do the first one you have up there, record of the year.
Yeah. For this, I'm first curious. Can you explain to me the difference between a song and a record?
Yes. No. They're because these awards usually nominate the same projects. So these awards recognize a singular recording, right, of a song that's interchangeable. But the award for record of the year is more given to the overall production of the song. So like it awards more people, like the artists, the producers, anyone.
Okay.
The song, the engineers, I think. And then song of the year is more of the song is a songwriter's award. So it's more so of the lyrics and the composition of the song. So that's a way that I think the Grammys differentiate the two. Sometimes one song can win for both, but there's other instances, or many instances, where like some songs lend more to one category than the other based off of like the given criteria of what I said.
Which is interesting because, like, explain to me, how could Golden get nominated and be the favorite to win Song of the Year, and it's not even nominated for Record of the Year? Like, isn't that surprising?
Yeah, I think it really depends on, because like I think there's some categories where I felt like it was kind of weird, because I think Record of the Year, the Chapel Roan song's on there, right? Is she in there?
No,
or I think it's
maybe Song of the Year. She's on there.
Yeah, the bottom sub.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I think that's more of a songwriter award, and based off of like the lyrical content of the composition. Because I don't think the production has brought anything new, but maybe it's just her performance that kind of like. But that's where I felt like it was kind of weird for it being there, and
So when you look at this Record of the Year, the favorite currently is Luther, which I'm surprised. It feels like Luther's been out for so long. I'm surprised it's like up now. It must have been released at the beginning of the tracking period.
No, it was. So this was part of. So I think Kendrick Lamar released the album like in October of last year. So like it is in the eligibility period. So
right at the start.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, we have Grande joining. Let me quickly pull Grande in.
Hi everyone, what's up?
What is up, Grande? We were just you joined at the perfect time because we're just about to get into some of the predictions. So we haven't. I mean,
Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo just won Best Pop Duo Group Performance for Defying Gravity.
Yes.
So that's what I was doing. Why I needed to lock.
Did you pick any up? Did you snipe any?
I did. I did snipe some, which was nice.
So let's go switch to Song of the Year maybe, because I think that's probably an appropriate place for us to begin, because I think with that win informs how the rest of the night goes. So usually the pre-telecast is kind of like.
So yeah, how are you getting informed from that win? How does that change how you guys are thinking about Song of the Year?
I mean, I think this just shows how weak Golden is. I don't understand why Golden is the favorite in Song of the Year. I never did. I have no shares um, for Golden. I don't know how you guys are looking at it. I see that you have no shares as well. I like to
But
see that.
my opinion, by the way, I should have no opinion on Grammys at all. I don't know anything. I'm purely tailing arguments that I agree with tonight.
Yeah. So the Grammys, with Song of the Year especially, tend to make a political statement. Every single time Song of the Year makes a political statement, whenever there is a political statement to be made. If you are looking at what song would make a political statement, that would be Bad Bunny's DTMF, which is, I think, severely undervalued at the moment.
Wow.
Um, and I don't think anyone is considering him at all to win that. Another thing, since I have already just made all my plays for the night, the Grammys, which a lot of people did not pick up, have incorporated every single Latin Grammy voter into their voting base this year. So all of them now get to vote on the actual Grammys. And you better believe all of them are going to be voting for DTMF.
All right, this is a little convincing for me. How much? I have a while till this.
Yeah,
is
because
gonna-
every other song that is listed on there does not have much of a political statement, and I think some historical precedents to like add to what Grande Top 10 was saying is that like in I think 2019 and 2021, some of the more politically charged songs like "This Is America" by Childish Gambino and "I Can't Breathe" by Her have won and taken home this award. So, given the current political climate that we do have in this country, I think it will be a pretty good narrative to push with the whole Bad Bunny. And it's also a good song, like not to take away from any of Bad Bunny's like artistic and musical merit.
I don't think I'm getting Phil's. Logan just mogged the order books. Someone in the chat, so I got front run. But
Hi, Logan.
on Golden, like, why do you think it's priced where it is? It got as high as 80%, now down to 70% in the last minute. But
I think it's because of its early win in the award season. It's the Golden Globes. It's a great song. It had a lot of chart success, and I think that's something. Most of the time, voters also look at like what's the biggest song, but I think they haven't been too warm when it comes to K-pop as a category.
Yep, agree.
So,
And I'll be able to tell you in a little bit too, because they're going to announce if K-pop Demon Hunters or Wicked gets the Grammy for soundtrack, and if Wicked gets the Grammy for soundtrack, then Golden's not getting Song of the Year. It's over.
Is
In
that
my
how you
opinion.
read it? Because I guess my thought as someone who doesn't know anything about what they're talking about is I would wonder, like, sometimes could they be like wanting to spread around who gets it? So maybe it's like they would give it to Wicked knowing they're going to give Golden Song of the Year, or it doesn't work like that at all.
With soundtracks, so soundtrack songs almost never get nominated for Song of the Year, Record of the Year. This was kind of unprecedented. And if you look at Record of the Year, Golden is not nominated. So the Grammys did not love Song of the Year is
Which we were
for
talking
lyrics.
about, yeah. What's crazy that it wasn't Record of the Year.
If you look at the songs that are in both, Golden isn't in it. So that already showed Golden's weakness. And if it can't win pop duo and group performance when it was the biggest song and the only number one song that was nominated there, then I don't see it winning an even bigger award for Song of the Year. Now, there's going to be some things that like have an argument for Song of the Year. You have Luther, which the Grammys obviously love SZA and they love Kendrick, so that would be giving it to them on the platter. I don't think Billie Eilish wins with Wildflower. They snubbed her last year for her album with songs that had bigger success. You have Apata, which Bruno Mars is loved by the Grammys, but has a K-pop element to it. And they also just lost Best Pop Duo and Group Performance to what was, in my opinion, the third most likely song to win that category, which was Defying Gravity. So that showed weakness there. And then you have what I think might happen, which is Bad Bunny, which DTMF with the political statement, with everything. You have Lady Gaga's Abracadabra. She'll do good in the pop category. She hasn't really been able to pull out a record of the year, song of the year. Didn't really make that much noise, didn't hit the top 10. If Anxiety wins, then I am
I
going
hate Anxiety,
to
by the way.
quit Calci.
Yeah, I don't think they necessarily reward songs that do use interpolation. I think
Interpolations.
that's what
Yeah,
it is.
I didn't even think I
Sampling.
did not think that Anxiety or Golden would be nominated in this category. So
I'm
that's
surprised
surprising.
it got there as a
Wow, the
nomination.
fact you didn't even think it'd be nominated, that says so. I guess this whole thing on them disliking K-pop, is that more of vibes, or is there a history of this? Are there any big K-pop songs that have historically maybe done well when it comes to listens, streams, but done poor
Yeah.
in the Grammys?
I mean, I
Funny
think
you
this
should
year-
mention BTS was nominated for Dynamite, which was #1 for multiple weeks and went up against Ariana Grande's Rain on Me. And I'll send you some clips after this, but there are some fan reactions of everyone that is a BTS stan bawling their eyes out and crying because BTS didn't win, and it's interesting to watch.
It's an American award show, I think, at the end of the day. And I think I'm so glad with the way the nominations fell for K-pop, because you have Rosé, you have Cat's Eye, you have um, K-pop Demon Hunters getting nominations, And I think it does signal a shift in the way that they view K-pop as something to be eligible of nominations, but I think they don't have any of that cross-genre support to at least secure a win in the general field categories. But I like where the climate is going, at least for K-pop. Rosé is my favorite Blackpink member, so I'm so proud that she's just even nominated tonight.
Well, that's it for Song of the Year.
That's it for Song of the Year.
This is
And we could
interesting because yeah, please.
No, I want to. We should do the best new artist maybe while Grande is on.
Best
here,
new artist. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I think there's a point that I think Grande.
Wow,
brought up that I
Sinners
wanted-
Sinners just won for soundtrack instead of Wicked and K-pop. K-pop is
Wait.
done.
That's oh my gosh. So that's got to be huge for anti. Wait up. What's your fare? What's your fare right now on K-pop being done? What's your fair value on K-pop Demon Hunters?
No.
For Golden. Yeah, fair value
For
for
Golden, no. I mean, I would say like 65% no at this point. That's just me though.
I'm
fair.
Yeah, it's a lot. No, I would say.
Oh my gosh, there's a 10K wall at 37. I'm like,
oh yeah, I saw that. I'm gonna 1 second. Let me grab some of that.
Whoa. Okay, wait, Neil. I will give you. Oh, some of it got pulled. Did you? Okay, I will give you, Neil, a cut, like I said, of some of these winnings. Which one do you want me to do? Do you want me to put some on no Golden, or do you want? Oh my gosh, it's already mogged to 50. Okay, we can't get anything, dude. I should have just eaten those shares. Why didn't I eat those? But whatever.
Good. I think it's easier to hedge against.
Look at it go down. Oh my
dude,
god.
It just jumped to 7. Why didn't I click those 10K at 37?
I don't know.
Well, I'm not going to like sell into viewers if people are buying. So like, that's why I didn't want to click it, because I'm just going to hold everything. But because I don't know if that's viewers or it's probably just people reacting, I think, to the whole thing of them not winning that award. But I don't know. That's crazy price movement.
How many people do we have online right now on the stream?
There's 500 that have been viewing from Twitter, but live it's probably like live maybe 50 to 100 or something. I don't know how many I have on YouTube right now.
Okay. I'm just curious if there's any correlation between our conversation.
No, there definitely is when you look at the order books. But okay.
No,
Let's
for
think
Golden. Golden's done.
You wanted to look now at best new artist.
And
Yeah,
I
let's
think
do it.
Grande has brought up a good point, right? Because how the Grammy voters look at voting, right, is what are the nominations they're up for? You know, what other categories are they up for? And how the success of one category can kind of dictate the outcome of other categories, or more so like kind of tell you what they're thinking when it comes to if they voted in the pop categories, if they did well in that or over exceeded expectations, then they have higher chances in other categories to get that carryover support or down ballot support. When we look at the best new artist categories, and that's why I wanted to transition over here, is because you look at all these artists and what they're nominated for, right? You see Olivia Dean, Leon Thomas, Somber, Cat's Eye, the Marias, Addison Rae. Only, I think, two or three people have other nominations than this category. Like Leon Thomas is up for all the general field categories and some of the R&B categories, I think. And Cat's Eye is in the pop group duo. And I think who else was in here that I saw? What's below Alex Warren? I think Lola Young was in the pop solo. So usually their success in their genre specific categories kind of translates to the general field categories. And with that being said, I have a very hot take on this. I
do too.
Olivia Dean.
Who do you love?
I have written for her.
Olivia Dean?
No, just let me. I
Let
don't
him
think
finish. Let him finish.
I don't think it's her year because she doesn't have any other categories nominated. If you look at last year, and we talk about narrative, right? I think Leon Thomas might take it for the. I think Leon Thomas might take it for the Victoria Monet storyline, where he has been working behind the scenes. Victoria Monet has been nominated in all the general categories as well. So I think he might not win the other general categories, but he will win Best New Artist. This is the only sure prediction that I have.
Leon Thomas?
Yes.
Yeah, I have the same thing.
He worked with Ariana Grande, and you don't bet against Ariana Grande, and that's the temperature tonight. I see Leon Thomas taking it home. He worked on Victorious with her, and I think Yours Truly and Positions, and I'm just so excited for his success this year. Mutt was a great album. It's a great song. It peaked at number 5, I think, on the charts. For someone that's kind of underground, I think he has a shot at this. What's your take on it, Grande?
No,
okay, go on.
I completely agree with Leon Thomas. I've had that clocked since nominations came out. The man is literally nominated for Album of the Year, and that's a huge category, and none of these other artists are. So clearly the Grammy voters love him. He is one of the ones with the most nominations of the year. I think he has 6, which is a crazy amount.
Yeah, they got 7. So,
and then you have the precedent of Victoria Monet, who was a producer who also worked for Ariana Grande, who then became an artist and kind of blew up a little bit. And she won 3 Grammys that night, including Best New Artist. So Leon Thomas, I think, is extremely undervalued. I got shares at like 9 cents a long time ago for like 5,000 of them. It was fantastic.
I'm laughing because literally, like, right when you were like Leon Thomas, and right when you said no Olivia Dean, Neil, I tried to buy no Olivia Dean at 21, and then it shot up to 30, and I couldn't get any fills.
I should have texted you about what I was predicting before we.
No, I know, and then I was like, well, who's the other person? Who's the other person? And then you said Leon Thomas, and Grande was like, I agree with Leon Thomas, and I quickly grabbed, and then it just like spiked to 30.
Sorry, yeah, I think we should have.
No.
Maximize my.
No. I don't. This is fun. I like because I'm just doing this all for fun. Like I'm not. So this is fun,
And
but
to
it's funny to
stream-
see it react in real time.
And to stream too. Joel, like we did this last year, I think just over text, we didn't actually go on live. And I think I did pretty well, like with my predictions.
You made me $3,000 on Taylor Swift, I think, or maybe 2,500. I remember. I will give you 50% of any net profits today. So if these two picks work so far, you're walking home with over $1,000.
That's that's great. I'm going on a ski trip. I need a. That's for my Kalshi fund, actually. Well, it's fun. It's a fun way to talk about these things because I think Grande and I are our corners of the internet where we follow chart data. I think you beat Hits Daily Double. Is that what you did recently with
I do it all the
Taylor
time.
Swift
Yeah.
song with the Fate of Ophelia?
Wow. Anxiety just won music video. I don't like that.
No, I
What
don't
does that
like
impact?
I don't like it. I'm very
It just
upset,
means
actually.
Grammy voters like it.
So I don't think Sabrina Carpenter is getting the pop, or I think they're saving her for the
No.
pop solo.
She'll
then.
get pop solo.
Do you want to vote for that?
What should we go? Oh, pop solo?
Yeah. I don't know.
Pop solo, I'm actually not playing in because I can see multiple things happening, but we can talk about it.
So, yeah. But it's kind of interesting seeing Chapel Roan give an award to a man this year. And I will note, I think there is a narrative that's, being pushed by the Grammys. It's and I think men are going to win big this year.
Yeah.
It's, a man hasn't won Best New Artist since Alicia Cara, or I guess like Chance the Rapper, I think, in 2017. And then it was a woman, deservedly, obviously, like from, back then to now. But I think this is the year that if a man's going to do it, it's going to be Leon Thomas. That's all I have to say.
I just think it's obvious.
Yeah.
What's the next best one to talk through, you think?
And Olivia Dean's going to have a big year next year. So, like, they usually
she'll be nominated for so much.
Yeah, that's what happened to, I think, like, even like Taylor Swift, like, years ago, early in her career, when it came to Fearless.
What do we think about album of the year? I feel like that's a big one.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Album of the year. I don't know, because it's what I see. I don't know. You're probably thinking the same thing. Hopefully, the same thing too. But there's a three-way race, that's being talked about. And the top three that you see there are. I think Grande talked about the position about the Latin Grammy voters inclusion. Really affecting the voting blocks. The Lady Gaga is an actually interesting one I want to talk about with the cross-genre support because Harlequin was nominated for the Jazz. Is there any results for the Harlequin album yet?
No, that's not out yet.
Yeah, so depending on how that goes, I think she can curry over cross-genre support. How I look at albums of the year, or like these general field categories, it's not necessarily who has the best album. It's about who has the best chances of winning and kind of like what story the Grammys are telling, right? What narrative. Like Beyonce, she deserved the award last year, but I think that was just mostly a result of a split vote with the pop voters. And with that kind of consideration, I think, Mayhem and GNX kind of suffer due to a split vote with multiple different albums being nominated from their same genre in this category. So there are three other pop albums that are nominated in this category, and then I think there's three hip hop records as well.
Yeah, good notice. I completely agree. I think that here's the problem is there is Mayhem, there's Man's Best Friend, and there's Swag. That splits the whatchamacallit, the pop votes. Then you have GNX and Chromacopia, and then is Clips nominated for album of the year?
Let God Sort Them Out.
Yep. So then that's three rap categories that are being split. So then that leaves Bad Bunny with that narrative, or the ultimate sleeper pick, Leon Thomas.
So that's what happened in 2022, right?
Yeah.
All the big pop albums. You had what was it? Happier Than Ever, Sour. I think Justin Bieber was in there too. So what happened in 2022? John Batiste was the dark horse candidate that was nominated in this category, and I think Grammys also love John Batiste. but he did win, I think, most likely due to a split vote thing. And I think with the inclusion of the Latin voters, you know, being included for the voting, I think it just increases Bad Bunny's odds. And also another thing that you don't want to think about is that there is this trend that has happened in current years, and this is kind of like I think how Grande was, you know, selling the Bad Bunny to me, is that there are years where one artist just wins everything, right? You think about Billie Eilish in 2020. You think of Bruno Mars in 2018. You think of Adele in 2017, where they outright, you know, won the majority, you know, 3 of the 4 or 4 of the 4 categories for the general field. And I think that might be what's happening with Bad Bunny,
Wow.
where he wins everything. Like,
I mean, he's had the hell of a year, you
yeah.
know. I mean,
But if you want to win something, you know, if you want to make some money on here, I still think Kendrick Lamar can squeak it out. You know, I think Bad Bunny will win the 2 record and song, kind of like what happened last year, like a flip of Cowboy Carter, where Beyonce won the big award, the album of the year, and then Kendrick Lamar won the 2 song categories. I think he can eke it out, but I mean, I think a lot of the data that we have right now kind of points to Bad Bunny for doing the math. So
I mean, what I'll say too is already based on Kalshi odds, and this is why I love the Grammys on Kalshi, is we have seen 7 of the awards that have been announced out of like the 12 so far have been upsets according to the odds. So
wow.
that's a little interesting, right?
Yeah.
So for this one, I'm not playing Album of the Year because I genuinely don't know what's going to happen. I did for comedic purposes buy like 1,500 shares of Leon Thomas at 1 cent. Um, just for shits and giggles.
no, you
Um,
gotta do the Kendrick Lamar if you're gonna buy something, because I
Okay.
think one more point that I want to make is I think album of the year is an opportunity to retroactively award someone for their body of work, right? Who's been historically snubbed. I mean, I think Kendrick Lamar has
yes.
won his arc last year, and I think this album was so big that it's gonna continue this year too, you know. And I think I personally would, you know, lean towards Kendrick Lamar, even if the data is skewing against that with the Latin voters, you know, being included, um, just because of the narrative of, you know, of the retroactive award. You know, you're giving it like what happened in, you know, 2015 with Beyonce and Beck, right? Where Beck beat Beyonce's self-titled album. Um, and I think what's another year, maybe in 2014 with Taylor Swift losing to um, Daft Punk. So there is some historical precedence, and that's kind of what I'm basing my prediction on for album of the year. And it's a fun experiment. I think that's the way I want to lean.
And look, it's 16%, pretty cheap. I mean, it was 12%, but then I waited too long before you were talking about it. Now it's kind of gone up a bit, but
Yeah.
I'll put a limit in on
And I think what
Kendrick.
what helps also Bad Bunny is that he's also one of the big names also happening right now with the what is it? The Super Bowl performance. So I think that kind of also helps him with name recognition, right? Because like for example, like Midnights by Taylor Swift wasn't like, you know, her best, most groundbreaking work, but since she was the biggest artist of that year, it kind of, you know, translates to votes too. So it materializes in that way. Because it's never about who's the best, you know. It's kind of like, you know, what kind of votes you're getting based off of like the academy and who's voting. So oh, look, the needle kind of moved for Bad Bunny.
Oh, for album?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, it's now 70. It's kind
I
of
would love to see that. I would also love to see a Gaga win. I think Mayhem like is a great body of work. Is it anything revolution? Like I think the storyline with Mayhem is just like the case where it's like a return to her older sound and her really like leaning into that and her having a renaissance this year. That's the case for Mayhem. GNX, you know, big hip hop record. And you know, with its songs, you know, like charting like #1 for multiple weeks. Like Luther was the longest #1 song last year. I think it kind of like translates from the commercial success to votes too. But you know, we'll not know until like this evening.
So we've covered record of the year.
Oh, we
We've
didn't go cover.
covered.
We didn't do record of the year yet. We did song.
Oh, we haven't. Oh, we've been saving it. Okay.
Yeah, we can do record. You know. So
Let's
they're
go through
televising
record.
9 of the awards. Grande, do you know which awards they're televising besides the general categories?
Pop solo, pop vocal.
Okay.
They're also doing rap album. They're doing musical Latino album,
Mhm.
and those are the ones that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, so I think if they're gonna award Lady Gaga for something, it would be the pop album, you know, because they obviously want her to speak at some point, you know. If Lady Gaga's album was not, you know, if the pop album wasn't, you know, televised, then she probably would have had a higher chance of it being a shoe-in for album of the year. If it's televised, then that's her chance to speak. The historical precedence that I have for this was in 2016 when 1989 by Taylor Swift was not televised for the pop album. But then she got to speak for album of the year. So at least they kind of sometimes you can kind of tell by like the way which categories are televised by their success in winning other categories.
Yeah, the only thing that I would say about that is 2 years ago, Beyonce won country album on the award show and then album of the year in the same award show.
Yeah.
So I have heard that argument.
Mhm.
And I do think that it's very viable. But I just disagree with it.
If you win for you to win album of the year, you have to win your category outright.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. That's the thing. And I think I don't know about the hip hop. I'm pretty sure Lady Gaga is going to win this outright because the other
Yes.
records are not as. I mean, I think the Sabrina Carpenter was the only one that was kind of more commercially successful than Mayhem in terms of sales opening week. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're correct.
But yeah, it could also be that category, you know, like where they get to speak twice. I think we're gonna hear a lot from Bad Bunny tonight, is what I'm expecting.
Me too.
Um, so, and I think it's like a great narrative. Also, I think he's having a great year. He's gonna, you know, headline the Super Bowl halftime. So,
Which was marketing in itself as well.
yeah, because it's a campaign, right, Joel? Like their label has to like, you know, they have like print ads and you know, I guess like billboard campaigns, kind of like how if you're like out here in like West Hollywood, LA, you get to see a lot of billboards, you know, of like artists, you know, submitting their work for consideration.
Right.
So it's a fun time, and the billboard owners are Orange Barrel Media. So.
Oh, we know about that.
We know about that.
That was me and Neil used to be coworkers, and that company means something to us. We didn't work there, but yeah, we know things about that company.
You know.
How mysterious.
Yeah, no, well, you know, we have NDAs. We can't. But
yeah, no. This is what we do when we're not working. You know, our water cooler talk is us talking about prediction markets.
yeah, we used to have great water cooler talk in the office on
Shut up.
We did. I would literally just ask him his opinion on stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the time.
So, record of the year. It sounds like, if I heard you guys right, it almost feels like you're saying like Bad Bunny could have a shot here.
Yeah, I think just the way that it's, you know, like I don't think there is a strong narrative from any of the other songs. I mean, I don't know any of the producers that worked on these songs, you know, individually, but for sure, I don't think Anxiety, Man Child, Wildflower, or Apate or The Subway has a chance. You know,
Does the Anxiety music video change anything?
No, and again, I think interpolation kind of like plays into that. You know, like how unique did they change? You know, somebody that I used to know. It already won for record of the year. You know, are they going to award the same? Are going to award the same record that that won in years ago again? I don't see a world where that happens. I love Doechii though. I like I'm in the swamp. I loved her since what it is, but I saw her at the Doja Cat tour. I don't think I see any materialization from that.
Do you have any position here, Grande, on record of the year?
Yeah, I have cheap Bad Bunny shares.
Fair. Interesting.
I
Yeah.
think that record of the year is more up in the air. But I did and still believe that it'll be a Bad Bunny sweep. I'm least confident in record of the year.
I don't think Luther is gonna win. At least I think Luther has a better chance at song than record.
Really?
Yeah, just the way that the sound, right? Because you think of what's more of like a bigger production, and I think Luther is more of like an understated hit. Great hit though.
Okay, Neil, would you rather me take yes Bad Bunny here at around 12 cents, or would you rather me take no on Luther at 41 cents? Which do you
Yeah,
feel
I
better
mean,
about?
I think like if I were to vote, I would put like money on the Abracadabra and the DTMF. That's just where I'm leaning.
So more no Luther then.
No, yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I think I'm more confident in Luther not getting this because I think he's gonna take album of the year. I think that's what they're saving him for. I think it'll be a great, award for him to win. That's where I am leaning. Kendrick Lamar album of the year, Bad Bunny in the two record and song, Leon Thomas in Best New Artist.
Leon Thomas would be great for Best New Artist.
And they're not winning because they're men. I think they're winning because they've really achieved like new peaks in their like artistry. So very happy for them. How did Gaga? What's any other news on Gaga's wins on the other categories like
Yep.
stuff? Did she win any dance?
She did win Best Remix Recording for Abracadabra, and she just won Best Dance Pop Record for Abracadabra.
Oh, that's expected. Gesaffelstein, is that how you say his name?
Yep.
Great production. Was on my Pride playlist. Ooh,
what is the best way? I mean, if you're comfortable sharing, because I know maybe you don't want to, but the best way to get is this stuff, these awards getting announced now? What's the fastest? Is that just on their website or?
It's on YouTube.
Oh, YouTube.
They're live stream right now, and they also tweet it. Did you see? I think 2 years ago when Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice were up for an award, and they kind of tweeted about it. They did her so dirty.
That was hilarious. But so what happened, Joel, is the Grammy official account tweeted out that Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice won both of their first Grammys for their Barbie song. Yeah. For best rap song, and it was a mistake, and that was not what was announced.
That was not a mistake. Nicki Minaj has been
Imagine that happens this year though, because stuff will get bonded, and then being the first to you know what I mean, Grande?
Yeah,
that
no,
could totally happen.
That's why you can't go based off tweets.
Let's go to the dance electronic album. I'm kind of curious. I don't know who's nominated for that.
Let's see.
It's in
dance
electronic.
Album. Let me.
Yeah. Boom. Who's in there? Because I saw Eusexual and I was like, wait.
Yeah,
this might already be decided.
That's already announced.
Oh, she won?
Yep.
Oh.
Wow. Are people still filling?
Oh my
gosh.
Yeah, people. Yeah, you can bond that, Joel.
All right, I'll put a little bond up here. I'll give people 97. I'm nice.
Sorry, do you make any money from this?
Well, if people sell if people sell into me, I'll make 3 cents on the dollar.
Maybe I don't know anything about how this works, but fancy that. I love the remix album though. Stateside, featuring Zara Larsson. What else?
That song, Stateside with Zara Larsson and Pink Pantheress, samples my favorite video game, which is Kingdom Hearts. So I like that song. That's plus some points there.
What do you think of best pop solo performance?
I don't think it will be Disease. I think Abracadabra would have been a good here. I think Chappell Roan is probably I'm Team Chappell Roan on this.
Wow.
I'm sitting out of this one. Here's why. I personally think that Man-Child will get it, but Lady Gaga has won Best Pop Solo Performance with not a single at all, and just like a song from her album with Joanne. So that's why I am scared to play this, because I feel like they could just give it to her for disease. I don't think that Chaperone has done enough to keep the hype around Subway, especially with it not making Song of the Year. I think that shows weakness there.
Yeah, okay, that's a good case there. Well, so I think how the Grammys also work, right? I think it's the number of awards that you have. I think they limit the amount that you win. They cap it, you know, because they don't one person walking away with all the Grammys. So we just have to keep account on how many Gaga Grammys she's gonna take home. You know, so I think there's a max of 5 that an individual can take home. That's just my theory of like how, because I don't think any, like I think one year like the most someone has won is like 4 awards, and that was like Phoebe Bridgers. Kendrick Lamar had last year.
Adele, Beyonce, Billie Eilish all have swept their categories and won general too. So just be careful there as well.
So Phantom is on Olivia Dean, which is a very, very good sign against Olivia Dean.
Fantastic. Thanks, Phantom.
She has next year, you know, she's gonna be big, you know. I think I'm curious if like Man I Need is gonna get number 1 instead of Aperture, or is it already like, is it
what's gonna happen, I'll just give you alpha, is Aperture is gonna be number 1, Man I Need is gonna be number 3, because Choosing Texas got a lot of Spotify streams its last day of tracking, and they were going head to head.
Does she have a fan base like that?
It's a thing that labels like to do called autoplay. I'm pretty sure, where they can just kind of hike up those streams. But yeah, Harry Styles has it this week for number 1. This next week is going to be interesting. Right now, Choosing Texas is leading, and this is my alpha. The Choosing Texas is leading, but I don't think it'll end up getting it. I think it'll either be Man I Need or I Just Might by Bruno Mars, depending on their performances tonight at the Grammys, because it'll boost.
So I think also if you do perform, you do also have a higher chance of taking something home. You know, they're not going to make you like dance and, you know, do all that.
Ariana Grande, Thank You Next, went home with nothing despite being nominated for 5 of them. And they gave Lizzo for Truth Hurts best pop solo performance, even though it was a rap song. So
I think Seven Rings was an interpolation, so it goes back to what we're saying, you know, like earlier, you know, interpolations don't carry over into a win yet, from what I've seen, at least. I think it was a creative use of it, you know. I don't think it was overt like anxiety, but I still do think she should have won at least pop vocal album for that year.
Yeah.
Who's gonna get snubbed tonight? That's what I'm curious about, because every year there's someone that's snubbed, like Lana Del Rey, like in 2024. Who got snubbed last year? Was it Post Malone? Maybe.
I have no idea.
Gracie Abrams. Billie Eilish was last year. She got snubbed.
Yeah, Billie Eilish lost everything.
Wow, yeah. Billie.
2024.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I do.
And she was going like win to win
she
to
was
win,
super
no matter
favored,
what.
Right? Too.
She was favored, yeah, for Song of the Year a lot.
Like 80%. Wasn't she crazy for Song of the Year last
year? Yep. This is
wow.
the thing about Kalshi with the Grammys, is they do not predict it well. No. So if you go and you put no, which I'm not recommending anyone do, but if you go and put no for most of the favorites on Kalshi, you'll make a lot of money.
I know. That's why I was so excited when you guys were like no on Golden, because I'm like, you're probably right. Like, I feel like taking no's on some of the big favorites, these awards. I've just seen it so many times. I mean, like, you know me, I don't know anything about awards. I would have absolutely no edge on this, but like I've seen it just so many times where like huge favorites in awards just get completely snubbed. Same thing with movies, shows.
Yeah, movies and shows I'm not as good at. I mean, I've made a couple thousand from Oscars, but music, awards I've always been really good at. Like when I came into your live stream, Joel, and was like, Morgan Wallen's not winning this award, just so you know, and then he did it.
Yeah, and he was a big favorite there too.
Yep. And I actually saw that was a category because I went on your stream just to see how you were doing. And I was like, oh, let me just buy like 5,000 shares at 30 cents.
Yeah.
So props to you being the goat of Kalshi streamers.
So
You're in good company, Joel.
yeah, no, this is great because I get to get alpha from Grande, from you, you know, that's just all. I can just be a dumb person, but I just know where to put my money, and there we
I
go.
got you, you know.
I don't.
I mean, yeah, there's some I'm more confident in others. I think what you want to think about when, you know, picking, looking at these awards, you have to look at them together, right? Because it's what narrative is going to be pushed by the Recording Academy this year, right? What
Right.
tone are they going to set for the year, you know? Like last year, you know, they really emphasized what I saw like on the live is that they really emphasize about how they've changed the composition of the voting academy, right? They're saying like, oh, we've changed. This is how we change it, and they gave the award to Beyonce. You know, I'm not saying that because they did that, Beyonce won, but I think that's kind of like goes hand in hand, right? In 2024 with Taylor Swift, they're saying she's the biggest artist. Will she win her fourth album of the year and
Yeah,
break the
that
top?
was so blatantly obvious when they did that. They were like, every like 30 minutes, they're like, up, but could Taylor Swift win her fourth album of the year? I was like, we get it. It's gonna
Yeah.
win.
So we
Yeah.
know, and then in 20, and I didn't see this in 2023, you know, like how they had like the fans talk about who they think they're going to win and how they always had the older lady on the screen, you know, she had a lot of screen time. And it kind of like hinted that Harry Styles was going to win, even though I think if the Beyonce record were to win like album of the year, I think Renaissance probably over Cowboy Carter, but that's just me. But you do have the televised, you know, the televised program does give hints of like what story they're trying to push. So I would really pay attention, you know, once the live award show happens to see what are they saying. Is Trevor Noah hosting it this year? Maybe.
Trevor Noah is today. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Because there's a
So
mention market for what he will say.
exactly. So I would see like kind of like what kind of storyline they're gonna push through that, and I think it's I don't know, um, awarding artists who have been historically, you know, like snubbed. I think that's a narrative, or you know, giving recognition to people.
That could be it for Kendrick then, right?
That's my position, but I could also see a world where, like Grande was saying, you know, it's a general field sweep, and that's with the inclusion of the Latin voters. I think it's a good voting block to pay attention to. So it really depends on kind of like how much cross genre support Kendrick can hurry over. I don't even know.
I mean, let's also play devil's advocate, right? Bad Bunny's never won album of the year either, and Bad Bunny has been nominated too, and despite having the biggest album that year, did not win. You know, so you have that argument with Bad Bunny too. But that's just my take with it. You're on Kendrick winning album. I'm on Bad Bunny. Um, but the only thing I have for shares in that is Leon Thomas, 1 share, 1 cent shares. Let's go.
No, I would love to see a Leon Thomas win. I think like it's such a sleeper hit of an album, and he just deserves all the flowers that he's getting. And I think this is the year he's gonna have the Victoria Monet um, treatment this year. That's where I feel very confident in. Song and record, I don't think there's a strong enough storyline with each song for me to say to lean one way or another, you know, based on its cultural context besides chart data. But I think it's going to be a good year for Kendrick Lamar, Bad Bunny, and Leon Thomas in all the categories that they're nominated in. Love to see Lady Gaga win though. Like I think she's also, but I don't think this is.
Well, let's see. We're coming up on the hour. My final plays, Neil, that we're in here.
We're doing.
We had a bad start with Man Child for Best Music Video.
Oh,
so we're gonna come back.
Did I give you? Did I influence you at all for that?
It's okay. Yes.
I don't think I did.
That's
I don't think I did.
I was definitely influenced. I'll play back the tape on Manchild's music video. I promise you, I am not doing Manchild music video of my own free will. But for album of the year, we have a little bit on GNX, 1,000 shares. We're taking no on Luther for record of the year, 45 cents. We have Leon Thomas for best new artist, which is our biggest position. So if we can get Leon Thomas home, and then we have a respectable position on No Golden for song of the year. Let's see how the night plays out.
Yeah, I'm so curious to see how the Recording Academy sways and kind of what story they're gonna tell this year. But can't wait for the Sabrina Carpenter. Is there anything about performances or award?
Like there is one for who will perform. Do you have any opinion on this? Miley Cyrus is an option. Apparently, Rose, Bruno, and Tyler the Creator already have. Yeah, I'm sort of surprised they keep this so locked up that people really don't know who's performing.
Yeah, because they've announced it leading up to the day.
Wow. Isn't it crazy? Some of these are still so split.
Yeah,
that's really interesting.
When do they announce it? Is it live during the event? They'll say this person's going to start singing.
So they're announced. I will Discord send it to you.
Oh, okay. Are there some people that we already know are going to perform? That's always great.
Just here you go.
Let's see.
What is Dream saying about our conversation? Any?
Let's see. So Phantom is saying Olivia Dean clean sweep. Logan was saying he was sniping picks based off what you would say, and he's made $3,000 so far.
Okay.
He would snipe, then sell back into people. Very smart play there. Ivan says, I know nothing, but buying whatever these guys are saying because they know more than me.
Oh, thank you, Ivan.
Acrylic Essay says, Lady Gaga winning exactly 2 Grammys. Looks like it's good. ETF FaceTime says, is this live insider trading? JK.
I mean, I am streaming from Beverly Hills, so I don't skip away from
ETF FaceTime or Logan says, bro, I'm making thousands clicking shit on this. LMAO. Varun said, you guys are destroying these books. LMAO. Talking about how when you guys were saying stuff, the prices were moving. John Junga really agrees with you guys on Golden No. He's holding 5K shares that he's been accumulating in the past for Song of the Year.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that could.
I think we're gonna see a repeat of 2017, 2018, and 2020 with Bad Bunny probably sweeping everything, or it could be like last year with one person wins album and another person wins the other 2 awards. So
we will find out. Any last things you guys want to say? Anything you want to leave the viewers with?
No, I would say go say no to everyone with all your exponential wealth and sell everything and make money.
Yeah, I am so honored to meet the Grande Top 10. Joel and I were, we were having lunch this one time, and then I had a notification go off for you on Twitter, and he's like, wait, you follow Grande Top 10? I was like, I follow anything Ariana Grande related, and I didn't know you guys were
yeah, that was before me and Grande were even close. I just saw Gayton was reposting. I remember Gayton had quote tweeted something, Grande, that you posted saying I love seeing my friends win. And I thought it was so funny because I just assumed, by the way, initially that you were some pop fan just putting money. I assumed you would know nothing. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
And I found out the lore of that you're a music savant. But it was then Neil would always talk about you before even Kalshi stuff because all your posts and stuff like that. It was just funny. Crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, Neil, it's great to meet you, dude.
Yeah.
If you DM me or something, I'll follow you back on Twitter for sure.
Okay.
But
Eternal Sunshine Tour.
what?
Eternal Sunshine Tour.
Oh, I got my followers actually got tickets for me because I couldn't get them, and I got them face value. So I'm thrilled.
What
that
date
I'm
are you
actually able to
going, or which show?
I'm going to Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Okay. I'm
One
gonna
of
be
the
in
one of the Brooklyn dates, not to
And
dox
Grande
myself. Which day?
never reaches out to me when he's in Brooklyn. By the way, he just
Shut up!
goes to me.
I literally just texted you. Next time in New York, we're going out.
Is there a market for predictions on her tour, or because we should maybe regroup on that if there's something there?
I can hit up Ian and see if we can get a set list prediction up.
Okay. Well, thank you for everyone that's joining. I'm glad to hopefully guide you or misguide you. It's all fun.
Oh, Leon Thomas just won best traditional R&B performance. That's bullish, right?
Yep, vibes
That
don't
is
lie.
bullish for best new artist.
Just saying, already won Grammy Award, and it wasn't televised. They're already giving it to him, so...
Yeah.
Wow. Leon Thomas, by the way, Neil, is up to 31% now, and we got in at 19%, and that's our biggest position. So if Leon Thomas wins new artist, you're walking away with a good paycheck.
That's the only one I'm gonna bank on.
He might win this next one too. So that's
we just have to recover from the best music video, and we'll be
Leon Thomas is now a 2-time Grammy winner. Just now.
Did he win the album too?
I don't know what he just won. It's whatever this category
He's
is.
up to 40%. That's kind of crazy. Wait, Logan has 5K shares at 14 cents. That's crazy.
Oh, I think I'm in at 14 cents too, Logan. That's funny.
It goes back to what I was saying, right? And that's why I couldn't really have a case for Olivia Dean. It's because there's no precedent throughout the evening for voters to be like on their mind because they vote the general, right? They vote their genre specific, then go to the general. And they're like, oh, I already saw this person. Click on them again. I think that's the down ballot support that Olivia Dean doesn't really have.
Well, I am so thankful for both of you to come on and just show how having niche expertise knowledge can help you in markets. I need to build that type of knowledge. My only niche knowledge is on what people will say. And, I need to branch out. I got scared.
Hey, don't sell yourself out. You're a sports savant.
Fair. Yeah, there we go.
This is my dream trivia night group, I think.
There you go.
Cover a lot of ground.
Yes, seriously. Would be a great
I didn't even think of that. That's funny.
All right. Well, thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Good luck on the Grammys tonight. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully we'll be doing well. Take care.
Make your money, everyone.
Peace.